Hello YouTube. It's been quite a while since I've done a video. Now with the release of the new Doom Lords for Blood Bowl, I figured it's about time to give it another shot. Now after a bit of a dry spell in new Blood Bowl products, on May 5th Games Workshop finally gave us some new stuff to sink our teeth into. We got the Doom Lords Chaos Chosen team itself. We have a star player card pack. Got 3 different sets of dice. Got the Chaos Chosen dice set, the Chaos Renegades dice set, and the Underworld Denizens dice set. There's also the new Spike magazine that came out focusing on the Chaos Chosen team, as well as 2 other team card sets, the Dwarf team cards and the Skaven team cards. I do not have the Spike magazine or the team specific card sets in this unboxing. More on that later. First, let's take a look at the dice. We got 3 different dice sets, obviously. Chaos Chosen, Chaos Renegades, and the Underworld Denizens. The Chaos Chosen, obviously, is ideally for the team that just got released. They're really nice marbled black and red dice. White pips makes them really, really easy to read. Now, with all the Blood Bowl dice sets on the standard D6, the 6 side always has a special icon. On the Chaos Chosen dice set, just a football with the Chaos Star. Looks really, really nice in person. Second, Chaos Renegades dice set. Now this set, as far as aesthetic, looks very much like the Goblin dice set. Black with just a simple color. This being green as opposed to the Goblin yellow. And the icon is actually a football helmet with the 8-pointed Chaos Star. Very nice there. Then finally, we have the Underworld Denizens set. Now, this is really cool. I don't know if I can get it in the camera shot. I'll give it a try here in just a second. But these are actually glow-in-the-dark dice. What's really neat about that is they're kind of a purple with black pips. I thought it was going to be a little hard to read, but getting a good look at it, it's actually not that bad at all. Let me see if I can try and cut the lights out enough. Yeah, you can kind of, it's not going to focus there being that close, but you can kind of see how they glow in the dark, and when they glow, it's actually a very bright green, so they look really, really sharp. And then of course the D6 image is a football with tentacles. These are actually really, really nice. I think the Chaos Chosen dice set is my favorite of all these. Kind of high up there in my overall favorite dice sets. Currently my favorite dice sets are the Dwarf dice set and the Pro Elf dice set, or the Elven Union if you're newer to the game dice set. But this Chaos Chosen dice set looks really, really nice. And just for comparison, there's one of the dice that came in the box set. Still looks good. A little plain compared to some of these newer sets, but that's the dice. Next up, we have the Star Player card pack. Now, like the dice, the Star Player card pack really isn't necessary. If you have the rule book, if you have the Death Zone volumes, you're going to have all the information about these Star Players already. But it's also kind of nice to have the quick reference cards if you're into that kind of thing. Again, for me, I'm just kind of obsessed with everything that relates to Blood Bowl, so I picked them up. Now, the biggest thing I've been hearing a lot of people ask online is, are these Star Players that we have already seen cards for? The simple answer to that question is, in some cases, yes. The Mighty Zug we've already seen in the human deck, actually even not in the human deck, in the box set. Eldril Sidewinder we saw, I believe, in the Elf set. Ripper Balgrot we saw in the Orc team set. Vera Gulchewer, I believe, was in the box set. Helmet Wolf. Griff Oberwald in the box set. Morgan Thorg was in the box set. I believe he was also in the human team set, but they added the other teams that he was a part of, or he would play for. In the box set, he only showed playing for Orc and Human because at the time that was the only teams that were officially available with the new Blood Bowl set. You know, again, there's a number of cards that you've already seen in the other sets if you have those sets. So this is going to kind of be of limited value to anyone who already has those team-specific card sets. It's really kind of one of the reasons that I didn't buy the team card sets this time around for the Dwarf and the Skaven teams. The other being for the special play cards, there's really only a few extra in those decks. That's why I really only went in for the Star Player card pack this time and did not get the team card pack. So again, it's kind of a nice bonus. Really not a must-have unless you're like me and just obsess over all things Blood Bowl. Last up, we have the actual Chaos Chosen Doomlords team themselves, which I'm sure is what most of you actually want to see anyway. On the cover here, you get the obligatory Blood Bowl artwork, very nicely done as usual. You get the picture of all the minis. Again, it's 4 Chaos Warriors and 8 Beastmen. Interesting note about this is actually the first team that they've released where really inside the box you have a complete Blood Bowl team. You know, you don't have a Minotaur, which you don't need. Some people would actually argue that it's better to not have the Minotaur on the Chaos team, but take that as you will. And of course, the Chaos team only has 2 positions, so it's easy to fit in all the positionals and give you a full team in this box set. But all those reasons aside, it is kind of a nice bonus. The back side shows you all the nice little details, kind of a closer up images of all the individual minis. Get 3 different footballs there, 2 with nice little metal skulls, and one's a flaming ball with a bite taken out of it. You get the double-sided token as always, and then you get the team turn / reroll counter, whatever you want to use it for, and of course the transfers. So let's open it up and take a look inside. Alright, first as always, we have the instruction sheet. Comes with every Blood Bowl team, every Blood Bowl set. Gives you the build instructions for all the different miniatures. Pretty easy to put these guys together, looks like. We'll put a couple together here in a few minutes and see how it goes. And of course on the back, as always, they give you a nice easy breakdown of the roster. It's nice to have. You don't really need it if you have the rule books, but it's still nice to have. See, also in here we have the transfer sheet. Again, like always, you get 2 sets of all the transfers, 1 in black, 1 in white. Makes it easier to adjust to all of your possible paint schemes. Really nicely done. Lots of little Beastman heads, Chaos spiked footballs, little Chaos star skulls. As you might expect, Chaos symbols everywhere. But again, the decals are done really, really nicely. Then we get 2 of these sprues. They're identical, so we won't bother pulling them both out, but really, as usual, really highly detailed. What I do like about this team is, unlike a few of the teams that have come out, namely, specifically the Skaven, they're probably the biggest offenders. There's no pieces that are so thin that they look like they're going to break off if you just look at them. I had a tale of one of the Skaven players break before I even opened the box, so it's nice to see kind of big chunky fat pieces. One thing I will also mention, if you look on the box, the actual Chaos Warriors themselves, yeah, I'm not really sure how I feel about that look. They're basically wearing shorts, no shirts, and just strapped on shoulder pads and some pads around their waist. Kind of comes across as like a male stripper vibe a little bit to me, but you know, it is what it is. It's not my favorite look for a Blood Bowl team, but you know, in the end, I don't think it's a bad look. It's just kind of an interesting choice. So anyway, enough on that. Let's go ahead and put together a few miniatures and see what they look like. Alright, we have 6 of the minis assembled, so that's 1 full sprue. All in all, they went together pretty well. There were 1 or 2 little little issues that I found. Nothing too bad. Both of the Chaos Warrior miniatures come with spiked and unspiked helmet options. Gives you a little bit of customization, not a whole lot, but you know, it's every little bit counts. The most part, the mold lines, or I should say the seams, are really well hidden. They're usually like right around here, the belt line. Really well done. It's really hard to see them, except for on both Chaos Warriors. There's these really big noticeable seams. Some green stuff will take care of it, but you know, it is what it is. It would have been nice if they could have somehow figured out a different spot to put that seam, but you know, again, it is what it is. Overall, really well done. The shorts are still kind of, I'm not sure how I feel about that, the Chaos Warriors, but you know, the team overall I really do like. Again, the big seams there on the shoulder pads. The Beastmen for this team, in my opinion, is where the team really shines. These Beastmen look great. One thing that did surprise me a little bit, as you can see, they're kind of chunky as compared to the older Beastmen miniatures. Not sure what the design choice was there, or the justification, the decision, but it's a little unexpected, but it's not bad. I think it's an interesting look for them. They definitely look solid. Their armor value isn't super high. I believe it's 8 on the Beastmen, so you know, they look fairly solid though. Like really nice miniatures, good poses, and again, for the most part, the seams really well hidden. I definitely recommend dry fitting a lot of these parts before you glue them, because otherwise you may end up getting some glue in spots you didn't expect, just because, at least for me, the arms didn't always line up exactly the way that I thought they would before I put them together. This miniature was the only one that really kind of gave me a little bit of a hard time. Every other Beastman miniature, one of the legs is part of the torso, and this one, the legs are not part of the torso. They're also 2 separate pieces for the legs, and it's a little finicky for me to get the legs attached properly. Maybe you'll have better luck, but that was really the only problem I had with assembling these minis. Again, all in all, really well done. Of course, just for some comparison, because people always want to see a size difference, this is the, if I can get it to focus there, this is the new Chaos Warrior next to a 3rd edition Chaos Warrior. As you can see, the top of the 3rd edition Chaos Warrior's head really only comes up to about the shoulder pads. Fairly noticeable size difference there. And then here is Beastman to Beastman. Kind of a running theme. The heads on all these miniatures are smaller than their 3rd edition counterparts, but the overall size is a bit bigger. This pose is quite a bit leaned over, so the height difference isn't quite as noticeable, but it's still there. Then finally, we have the tokens. So the Blood Bowl coin, fairly similar to what we've seen before, though you do get a couple of the Chaos Star spikes there. And then the counter, it's like a fist holding a Chaos Cup itself, for lack of a better term. Some flames coming out the top, really nice looking. And then again, we get the 3 balls. One standard looking football, the bite taken out of it with some flames coming out, and then 2 skull spiked balls. So really well done. And that is it. Hope you like what you saw. If you do, give it a like. Please subscribe. If you don't, well, that's okay too. Let me know what you think in the comments below.